Hello, hello. We're live. If you're watching, we're just downloading some stuff. Hello, Matt Stagger. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're so freaking pumped. Oh, there she is.
Hi,
Hello, everyone.
everyone.
So, as you can probably tell, my background is different today. I'm out of town. I'm staying with my little brother for his birthday.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
We love little brother.
His birthday is today.
I
How
gotta
are you,
text
Mary
him.
Lou?
I'm good. I'm eating my leftover green curry from when we played D&D on Friday.
Oh, good. How are you, Matt Stagger?
I've been cleaning this morning.
Good.
Who's proud of me?
I'm
Everyone say we're proud of you, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou, we're so proud of you.
It's a big deal. Ever since I got medicated for my ADHD, I clean my apartment now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Pretty good, right?
So good. So good. If you're here in the chat, tell us hi. How are you doing? Where are you?
Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, Boggy. Happy name day, little brother.
Yes, I'll forward him.
He'd like to
So
hear that.
I just
Little brother made our intros.
he didn't make our intros.
Didn't he?
He just made
No,
this.
he made the first one.
He just made this.
Pow.
Ooh. Yeah.
Didn't he make the slicey one?
The slicey one? We don't have
The
a
one that
slicey one.
the one that where the spear comes in and it goes slice.
That's not a real one.
Did I just imagine that? I literally like dreamt it or something?
It kind of existed, but it's not real.
Oh, okay. Matt Stagger, we forgive you for Florida. Hi, Damien from Ireland.
Apologies, y'all. I'm just trying to download some clips here quick. I just got back from a birthday brunch, so
Birthday brunch. Very important.
yeah, Mary Lou, have you been
I can
keeping up with
entertain the people.
all the stuff?
I am not sure. So I've been on set the last couple days,
Oh yeah, how
and
was your filming?
it's been super fun.
Lovely.
Hi, Passut, or Passat. It's been really, really fun. Made a lot of good friends with the other cast and hair and makeup. Cast and hair and makeup always just like make this incredible, lasting bond that I would die for them and they would die for me, and then we may never see each other again, but that's just the way it goes. It's a very funny project, so that's been great. Very fast paced. And the thing is, when you're cast, it's a lot of sit around and wait. So you're on your phones a lot. So I'm scrolling a lot, but I also can't watch media because it's loud. So, oh, I do have headphones. I just like simply didn't think of that.
You forgot you had headphones.
Yeah, I just
Headphones
like never occurred to me. So I haven't watched a lot of videos, but I have seen a lot of takes
Okay.
lately.
Well, speaking of takes, do you have any hot takes on the Wheel of Time to start us off this morning?
Hot take. I do think this show is going to dominate in a similar, if not exact way that Game of Thrones did.
Okay. I think so. I'm like convinced.
I do not think it's going to be niche. I do not think it's going to be like only book watchers watching it or like cult, like a cult fan following. I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if that's just optimism, but it really is what I think. And
What's your controversial prediction for what will happen in the show? Like, what's something you think will happen that you think most people don't think will happen?
I think a major character is going to be either turned to the shadow or tempted by the shadow successfully.
Interesting. How major are we talking? Moiraine, right?
No, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. Maybe Egwene. Maybe Egwene. Maybe Elaine.
You think Egwene could be turned to the shadow in this show?
No. I'm gonna put my money on Elaine.
Elaine will be turned to the shadow.
No, I don't know if turned to the shadow or tempted successfully. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
I see. Interesting.
But I think
I
a
like it.
big character. I don't know. That's when you asked. I hadn't really thought about it if I had
Sure.
like a controversial opinion,
Oh,
but that was my
obviously.
gut.
Obviously, I'm asking you because I'm stalling to try to find some of these
Of
clips.
course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Boggy's writing a term paper. Congrats. Get
Does
that
anybody in
word
the
count
chat
up.
have any controversial predictions?
Ooh, so Damien says if the show explodes, do you think it will expand any of the storylines? Yes. Of the other cultures, perhaps. Maybe like the sea folk cultures or um Shan Chan. I don't know if they'll try Shara because we don't even really know Shara exists for most of the series.
True.
But yeah, I do think that that is going to be. Yeah, Pass it. Okay, Pass it says Matt could be the one who's either tempted successfully or turned to the shadow, perhaps for a time, right?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it seems okay. I think there have been maybe some indications that Shadow Logoth, they might not have that as a separate shadow presence. Maybe.
what do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, that Shatter Logoth is the dark one. It's not like a
It's like
separate
all part
entity
of
from
this,
the dark
the
one.
same, the shadow maybe, and so that like Matt's dagger time could be him being tempted by the dark one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am really
I feel like
struggling to
it's gonna
find
come
this other
later.
clip. Where this other
You do
clip
your
at?
thing.
If
But
anybody has a tweet of any of these, like the secret teasers of Matt saying like one of us is supposed to be the Dragon Reborn, the most powerful channel to ever live. I'm just trying to find that clip, and I don't know where to find it right now.
Matt Stacker thinks that Mazrim Taim and Logan may be combined. I agree. Or I think that Mazrim Taim will just be one of the Forsaken, like we all thought all along anyway.
Demandred.
Um,
Mazrim Taim is Demandred.
Something like that. I mean, it's a little too obvious and easy a fix to like
Yeah.
not do. Um, and Mazrim Taim and Logan do get a little overlappy, and I think it would be much more interesting to have Logan have a very cool arc that includes a lot of Mazrim Taim stuff than like have two separate characters that go on like mini cool arcs, if that
Where
makes
is
sense.
it?
Danny says I'd be disappointed if Tyene and Logan were combined. I think we all need to prepare to be very disappointed
There's gonna be
by some choices.
inevitably.
There are going to be even some choices I've defended. I think like 95% of the choices that the show makes. One, because like I know television,
Yes.
and so I can either sense or know for sure that they have good reasons for making a lot of the choices they've made that have upset a lot of people. But I am sure they are going to make choices that make even me go, what the fuck, you guys? Really? Why not do this? Right? Like,
Well,
why
okay,
not
so we
make
can talk
this
about an
fix
example.
instead?
In one of these damn teasers that I can't find, has anyone shared it yet? Come on, comments. Are you sharing me this? I need this tweet. I need
What
this
tweet are you
stuff.
talking about?
There are new teasers that only aired on Prime Video before shows, so they don't exist online anywhere.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
So
heard
I'm
about
trying
90s.
desperately to track those down because I've seen them, but I no longer know how to find them.
So if somebody has seen those teasers that aired on Prime Video, for example, I know I saw the one
Yes.
with Nynaeve fighting the Trolloc. And we will warn y'all because I've seen some people be really
Okay,
upset that they saw those things, those teasers, and they didn't want
wait, they're
to. So we will
teasers.
warn you. I don't know. I just saw people be upset about it.
Okay.
They're saying it's like too much, and they want the first
Okay, I think I
episode to
found it.
still
I think I found it.
great.
Okay, well, I will say that's on Amazon, not on us, because these are not leaks. These are official teasers. And I'm okay with playing them. But if you don't want to see them,
That's what I'm
go ahead.
saying. I don't think it's wrong
Yeah.
for us to play them. I just think if you don't want to see them, don't watch them because I've seen people be like, "This is too much,"
Okay.
and I want to.
Phew,
Yeah,
I'm
you get it.
finally ready. I'm finally ready, everybody.
Logan and Narishma will be folded into one character.
No way.
Interesting.
I love
I don't
Narishma.
think
He's so
so.
hot.
They're gonna have Narishma because he's different, he's
Him up.
interesting, and
Nope,
he's hot
can't
as
do it.
hell.
For some
No
reason,
wa-
when you upload a video to StreamYard, it's like you want to watch this right now. Yeah.
Woohoo!
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Both have work to do.
Okay, so we got these 3 videos to watch today. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream because I'm out of town and Mary Lou has to get to set for a shoot. But we got a good hour. Let's talk about these things. Mary Lou, how am I sounding with my little headphone mic?
I'd give you like a B. B plus.
I get a B. You know, and a B is what we're going to get today.
Mhm.
I apologize, folks. My fancy audio setup is back home. And so this is what I'm working with for the week. I hope you forgive me. I can
It's
try
good.
this.
It's just like slightly tinny, but I hear you
I can
perfectly.
try this. Does this sound any better?
Whoa, worse. Way worse.
Way worse. Way worse.
That sounds like you're in like a phone booth
cave.
or
Oh, cool.
a cave.
Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna stick with my tinny little self.
It's not that tinny even. I'm just being picky. I think you sound great.
Okay. So, oh shoot. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin, I hope they stay true to the main components of the series, but you're okay with minor changes. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to inevitably see a lot of changes.
Here's
like
the thing. I think
to make it out.
Here's the thing. I think they're gonna make major changes, like actual major changes. Maybe not at first, but eventually, when it gets to crunch time and they have to get through the whole story.
Danny S. I don't know if you know how I feel about Androl.
Danny, now we're gonna have an hour-long Androl stream now. Thanks a lot,
right.
Danny.
Well, forget the videos. We're talking Androl. I don't like Androl. Okay, that's a controversial opinion in this fandom, and I know that. They will definitely combine some Aiel chiefs.
100%.
People will be salty inevitably. I mean,
People
I think
are
there
already
are changes.
salty with these like minuscule changes.
There are changes they could make that I would be salty about, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like so it's just like where is the line? Where okay. No, Danny, you're fine. I just I'm not going to talk about Androl today. We don't have time to talk about Androl today.
I don't dislike Androl. I dislike what Androl represents, and we'll have a whole Androl stream later.
We've talked about Androl. I think Androl took up too much time in those 3 books, and I wanted to hear more about the other characters that I actually knew and loved. Okay, that's my whole thesis, and we're gonna end it there. Mary Lou, do you want a final Androl word?
I don't care enough.
Okay, people are upset that the ruby and Matt's dagger is in a different place. Yeah, I think it's technically on the bottom of the hilt.
It's on the bottom of the hilt,
which is a dumb place to put a ruby, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I prefer where it is in the show.
Sometimes you hit with it, and a ruby is fragile. You don't want to hit with your beautiful gem.
Let's just like jump right into the good shit.
Oh, one day we need to talk about salty
what kind of
fandoms.
rumors? Pasut. The fuck is this? They're obviously going to have Bella.
We already know they have Bella. We've seen Bella. The horse's name is Archie, and Archie farts a lot.
Yeah, we know that. I know you're talking about rumors from the past. Sorry, Mary Lou.
I want to talk about toxic fandoms being salty for absolutely no fucking reason, or like for like less than no reason, right? For stupidity.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Cowboy Bebop. You've watched all of Cowboy Bebop. They are making a live action adaptation on Netflix that honestly looks pretty good. Comes out the same
day as Wheel of Time.
Very exciting. Will obviously take a big backseat to Wheel of Time para me. But the amount of hate that they got for changing Faye's outfit when her outfit in the cartoon is like defies physics and gravity, and they're like, why did they change the original costume? Like, why would they even change it? It's fine the way it was. And I'm like, it literally cannot be made in the human world that has laws of physics and gravity on a human body that has muscles and tendons. Like, they even tried, and then there was
but Mary Lou, I feel you. I feel you. But I don't think we have time today to talk about Faye
Okay.
Valentine's gravity-defying breasts.
Someday we will.
Someday we
we
will.
will.
But today,
And
let's talk
G-string
about.
suspender combo. Love.
Let's just like jump right in to the good shit. Let's jump into the good shit. This is the clip that most people I saw were freaking out about over the weekend.
If we do not stop him, the whole world will turn to darkness. There will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of you.
The Wheel of Time.
It's so funny to me to hear this like fucking movie trailer guy voice. Only one of you is strong enough to stop him. The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time.
On Amazon Prime.
The Wheel of Time. This is a badass
Very
clip.
weird.
Okay, so this is giving us context for, I believe, the braid flip clip.
Gotta be.
So here she is. This looks like the same like cave system where Egwene's ceremony that we've seen.
I'm pretty
clips
sure
of
that's the
is.
same pool.
Same pool. This is like the sacred pool that they use in their ceremony, and she's like freaking murking a goddamn Trolloc in it.
If we do not stop him,
I told you it was a knife.
The world will turn to darkness.
Yeah, it was listed as a knife in the alt text too.
There will be one.
I told you that.
I still maintain it as a thumping
And
stick.
it's one of you.
Just a sharp one.
The Wheel.
A sharp thump.
Great point. Great point. It's a thumping stick with one really sharp end and pointy part.
Okay, so let's talk about
Who can stand
obviously the most important part of this clip. Why the fuck is the ruby on this part of the hilt? I can't
Yeah, I
believe
don't
they're
understand.
ruining the show like this.
stand against him.
I don't think I can watch anymore.
Yeah, in Rand's longbow, it's not 7 feet
Not
tall.
long enough. Not long enough.
And it's one of you.
It's so badass.
Why is the Trolloc in the pool is my question.
I think it maybe it's sniffing her out.
Stand
I don't know.
against him.
Why couldn't it sniff outside the
And
pool?
it's one of you.
Maybe it's just enjoying the hot spring.
That's
Wheel
would
of
be
Time.
way funnier if the Trolloc was like, I'm gonna take a quick break, you guys. I need a
And it's one of
bath.
you.
That's pretty
The Wheel
badass.
of Time.
I'm just gonna, I don't know. I can't stop watching it.
And it's one of you.
The Wheel
Love
of
it.
Time.
And
Love
then
it.
this is to me, this is a little cheesy.
What?
This like
The dragon
Ice the
thing.
Die seal blood. I think it's a little cheesy. Like there's too much, you know. There's like cool, subtle hints of these symbols, and then there's just too much. Like the blood's not going to come up like this.
I think it looks unnatural, and that's why I don't like it. Like if they could have
Yeah.
gotten that shape naturally, I don't think it would have been cheesy to
The
me.
Wheel of Time.
But it doesn't look natural, and so that makes it.
Oh yeah, it's that's like that's fake. That's CGI. It's bad. I don't like it. Very cheese. Pintorp Tash agrees. Thank you, Pintorp Tash. Because you agree with me, that means you're right. Deadsy, on the other hand, disagrees with me and is therefore wrong. And I don't make these rules.
Those are the rules, folks.
I was
Sorry.
wondering, Danny S, if this was just a promo thing.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll be in the actual episode. I don't know.
And Deadsy points out there are Tavira nearby, and they might make the blood in that shape. Okay.
Now that's interesting.
I mean, the problem with Taviran is they are kind of... They destroy any sort of grounding for things like
Yeah.
this. Like, anything could be justified by Taviran.
Plot armor, yeah, it's.
The
It'll be
Dragon
useful
Fang
probably later.
symbolism... So, Mary Lou, when I pull this comment up, can you see the, like, play bar on top of that, or do you just see the comment?
No, I only see the comment.
Okay, good. Pasut thinks the Dragon Fang symbolism in the trailers may not show up in the show itself. I think so. It's supposed to be unnatural.
That's
True.
a great point, Cyanide. What I mean by unnatural is it looks like it's CGI'd instead of it looks like blood in the water.
Yeah, but also like it doesn't make sense. Like Trollocs aren't that magical, you know. Like Trolloc blood is just blood, so it's weird to me that it would bubble up like this. But I don't know. Matt Stagger digs it, but doesn't expect everyone to think like they do, which honestly is wild to me, but it makes sense.
I don't get
because,
that. I don't get that. I don't think like that, and so I don't understand, and I
well,
don't like it.
no, Mary Lou. I think Matt Stagger has a point. I think what Matt Stagger is saying here is that Matt Stagger
No.
only expects
No.
everyone to think like I do.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
which
I don't like it.
you don't like it. Okay. Caitlin says, I feel like a lot of the silly, cheesy thing are for promos and trailers. I hope so. I hope so, personally. I get why people could like it.
I'm remembering some of the things from Game of Thrones, some of the like iconic images of like dead bodies in the snow, that were like, showed up in trailers and marketing a lot, and then like had absolutely no plot significance. Here's my little kitty. There she goes. So I don't know. Might just be one of those things.
Yeah. Like, I thought it was okay when Egwene does it because she's spinning around, and then it's like kind of there's an in shot like justification for how that shape happened. But in this one, it's like she just murks a Trolloc, and this blood happens to boil up this way. Yeah, like Tomate says, I do like the dead sheeps making that symbol.
See, I like that one. That one
I
is
think-
freaky.
I think the symbols are okay if there's like an in-universe explanation to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see, I guess for me, like, I don't think this symbol has any sort of inherent magical or ontological power. It's just like an abstract symbol that was used by ancient Aes Sedai during the Age of Legends, but I don't see the symbol as like tied to the nature of reality. If the point is that the ancient Aes Sedai used the symbol because they had discovered it as some shape inherent to the nature of reality, and that's why it shows up again and again, I could see that. I guess that's just never how I've thought about the symbol.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Hi, Barry.
Hi, Barry. Danny S says, isn't it a ruby hilted dagger? The hilt is the whole of the handle, pommel, and guard. Well, I will tell you, I just happened to read the part of the Dragon Reborn where it's giving a detailed description of the dagger, and it describes the ruby as being at the bottom of the hilt.
Yeah,
It's
the very
cap.
end of it.
The hilt is capped with a ruby.
The size of a man's fingernail or a pigeon's egg.
A pigeon's egg, indeed. Yes, he loves that descriptor. Dark One or Ishii has its eye on the area is how I took it.
Ooh,
But, like,
interesting.
that's what I'm saying. Like, does the
But,
Dark One? I
yeah.
could see a Shamael maybe liking this symbol, but why would the Dark One, as this like cosmic, far beyond human force, care about like human iconography?
Yeah, Sarah's making a good point. The symbol in itself doesn't have any magical power. It only is, it's like a letter, It's like
Yeah.
a smiley face. The humans of the Third Age and previous had imbued it with meaning. So,
Right.
so it has meaning, but it comes from the people, not actually from the symbol itself.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's my point. I mean, the show could go the other way and say like this symbol is like tied to, it does have magical import beyond just its human significance, which I could see. I guess they could do that.
Were there any other of these Prime only trailers?
Now that's a good question, Mary Lou, and the answer is yes.
Waking, but there will. The Dark One is waking, but there will be one who can stand against him, and it's one of you.
One of us, the Dragon Reborn, the most powerful channeler that ever lived.
Every prophecy is the same. The dragon will either defeat the Dark One or join him.
I'll kill them myself before I let him hunt them.
The Wheel of Time. Only on Prime Video.
Cool.
Let's rewatch that one again. They're short.
Yeah.
The Dark One is waking, but there will be one who can stand against him, and it's one of you.
One of us, the Dragon Reborn.
Okay, so a lot of people
One of
really
us,
love
the
this.
Dragon Reborn, the most powerful channeler that ever lived.
Every prophecy is the same. The dragon will either defeat the Dark One or join him.
I'll kill them myself before I let him hunt them.
The Wheel of Time. Only on Prime Video.
Okay, you started a sentence and then immediately stopped. And I want to know
Okay.
the end of your
I
sentence.
wanted to play it.
And it's one of you.
One of us, the Dragon Reborn, the most powerful channeler that ever lived.
So I've seen a lot of people on Twitter who are like, "Oh, I love Barney's like characterization of Matt. I love how Barney read that line. It's like so Matt to me." And I think it's fine. Like I from everything I've seen of Barney, I think he's a good actor. This is not critical of Barney at all. This is just like the show's take on Matt, where I guess, and I think part of what's clear is why Matt is so hard and why the fandom I think is split on the presentations of him is there are clearly existing out there very different interpretations of what Matt is like.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people describe the show's Matt as like the hungover, cynical, sarcastic guy. And I always saw Matt as much more like youthful, like he seems like young and naive to me. And like curious, like in a curiosity killed the cat way. But like this very sarcastic reading of one of us, the Dragon Reborn, the most powerful channeler that ever lived. It's just a different take on Matt than what's in my head, but that's fine.
Yeah, I always pictured him as slightly more boyish, right?
Yeah.
It
He
takes
is
him a lot
aged out.
longer to grow up than Perrin and Rand. He sort of clings to his boyishness. Yeah. I also noticed that like deep sneer in it. This is not me commenting on
And it's one of you.
what's his name again?
Barney.
Barney Harris at all.
One of
We've
us,
done that in an
the
episode,
Dragon
and we got a lot of
Reborn.
we got
The
flack
most
for it. Also, a lot of support. But
One of us, the
But that's what
Dragon
I'm saying. It's
Reborn.
just like different takes. Like Matt is, I think, the character that has. I think everyone's pretty much in line with like who is Rand, who is Perrin, what should they be like, and I think there are just different takes on Matt and like what he's like in people's heads because. Yeah. Anyway.
Here's the thing. So I've been reading The Shadow Rising, which is one of my favorites, if not my favorite book in the series. And I mean, Matt in the first two books is so annoying, right?
Yeah,
He like
so
kind of
brutally.
sucks.
Yeah.
Ugh, frustrating. And then, I do love him by the end of, the Stone of Tear and all of that
Right.
great stuff. Just absolutely adore. But in Shadow Rising, I was kind of surprised to see how much he's kind of a bad friend.
He
when
is a bad friend.
Yeah, when he's with Rand in the Waste, he's desperately looking for a way to run away
Oh yeah.
from Rand. And he's like, I don't care if Rand goes mad. I don't really care as long as I'm not around. And he keeps being like, I am looking for any way to get out of here, but I can't because of Rand and his Taviran-ness. It's keeping me with him, and all I want to do is run away. And
Oh,
it's like,
Matt is so shitty to Rand throughout the
that's-
series.
yeah,
he never
really
apologizes or anything.
never apologizes. He's a really bad friend at this point. And so it was like kind of, he's like such a good friend to the girls, and well, sometimes, and such a bad friend to Rand that it's making me like, I don't know, maybe there's more to this sort of like cynical, selfish, dark Matt than I previously thought. Maybe I was kind of thinking about Matt with like rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I think the way Matt is to Rand is the worst. It's the worst of Matt. And that is Matt like deeply internalized the anti-male channeler hatred. And yeah, like comparing Matt to Perrin. Like Perrin in The Great Hunt, he's like, I get it. I'm different too. And this must be hard for Rand, and Matt just sucks. But the main thing that people wanted to talk about in this trailer, and as we can see, it's also our main comment we've been getting.
Oh, yes. Here we
The
go.
Unveiled Maiden?
The Unveiled Maiden.
Maiden? We're talking about Aiel without the veil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people were angry about the Aiel not being veiled. Veils, just veils and veils. Okay, let's look at the veil scene.
Reborn, the most powerful channeler that ever lived.
Every prophecy is the same. The dragon.
That's very cute.
It is cute. I love
Prophecy is
them.
the same. The
Aw.
dragon will either defeat the dark.
I want to come back to this. Okay, that Swan says.
The dragon will either defeat the Dark One
Okay,
Or join him.
which we'll talk about the prophecy in a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Madeline. Hello, Madeline.
Hi,
That's my dear,
Madeline.
sweet, wonderful girlfriend, Magoo.
We love
Yeah.
her.
So there's a lot. I saw a lot of complaining about the veil being off, and the veil that represents like a deep abandonment of Aiel culture, and the show doesn't care at all about Aiel culture. And I've also seen a lot of pushback where it's like you can't challenge the show on this. It's just how Hollywood works. You know, the actors, you have to show their faces. And I've also seen people being like, look, if all the Aiel are wearing veils during every battle, I don't want to have to explain to my mom, you know, which character is which all the time.
Yeah.
So I think there's different reasons. What do you think, Mary Lou? What's your gut instinct here?
My gut instinct is they're not going to cut the veils completely, but they're going to find an in-show justification to only have them sometimes. So
Yeah.
perhaps it's only in like ritualized battles between Aiel, or only in duels, or only in executions, or only in with opponents they don't respect, or something like that. I feel like they're going to have a reason why they're not wearing veils most of the time, because I do agree it's better for stunt actors, but it's harder for storytelling, right? That's why we see a lot of bad guys in masks in Marvel movies, right? All the bad guys are in helmets or masks, or they're faceless because they're easier to kill, right? We identify with things with faces, and
new
veils
short
cover up faces.
Oh, God. Wheel of Time. Calm down. Let us catch up, baby.
Oh, man. Okay, download that
Keep
while
talking,
we
keep
still...
talking.
Yeah, I'm going to keep talking about this. We identify with faces as storytellers, right? We can really quickly identify faces, like in milliseconds. We can recognize and distinguish different faces, but a veil would be hugely problematic for making that happen for an audience. So I can see why they cut the veils. I think there's a really good point. I don't think they're going to cut them completely. I think it's too important to the culture, and Rafe he would know, a black veiled Aiel. He knows what that means. I don't think he's going to cut it completely. I think it will be justified as to why they only do it sometimes and not every time they fight or kill.
What is the new short that just dropped? I'm not seeing this.
Pat Stone.
Pat Stone, are you talking about the clip from this morning, the Warder and Aes Sedai clip? Because we got that one lined up. But if you're talking about one that just dropped a couple minutes ago, I can't find it.
Okay, probably the Warder and Aes Sedai one. I think I did see that one.
We'll talk about it later.
Barry says, was she caught unprepared and thus unveiled? Yes, perhaps, because we saw clips earlier, though I do think this was a different Aiel, of them walking through a mostly quiet battlefield, right? Mostly dead. So I think my AirPods just died. So can you say something, Sarah?
Caitlin, we have...
Okay, never mind.
I haven't seen that Avienda has been cast yet.
No, we have not seen that.
Damien points out, they only veil when they intend to kill. They can fight without veils if they don't want to kill you. That's true. She might not intend. I saw someone else being like, well, she could pull up the veil before she actually kills this dude. I don't know. Like, I think in the heat of battle... Also, I think we can see the black veil on her right shoulder hanging over.
I've seen that. I've seen that as well. I don't think that's a veil. I think that is a
Instagram only.
strap. I think that's a strap of her harness in which they carry their spears.
I see.
That's
All
what I
right.
think, but we'll find out.
A new clip on Instagram, which is annoying.
That is very annoying. I'm super excited to see who they cast as Avienda. I'm interested because she has to look very different from Elaine, and the actress Sierra Coveney already has kind of like reddish hair, which canonically is true. That's what I just said.
I know.
But like for when it's actually visuals and not in our minds, right? These two women need to look really different. So I'm excited to see who they cast as Avienda. And I'm hoping she's just this like tall, buff, Amazon, fiery red,
Yeah.
badass. I'm super excited for Avienda.
This is the same clip. This is the same clip. Y'all are leading me on wild goose hunts.
You guys are getting us all excited for nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I think they will have black veils. I don't know. It's a shot that we have no context for. Her veil could have been ripped off by this guy in the middle of battle. She could have just been given birth to some sort of lost babe. Who
Do you
knows?
think this is Shael?
Or join
From this 5 seconds?
or join it.
From those
Or
less than 5
that
seconds.
frame, that 7 frames. I think it could be. I mean, I don't know.
And will either defeat the Dark One.
I think if it were just like faceless Aiel, like meant to be Aiel Maiden,
Will either defeat the Dark One.
then
We also have to have a reveal of her face eventually. That might not be the same person.
yeah, I don't think that's the same person. I'm just wondering, like, because
We
this guy has a cape and the other person doesn't. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna see Shael. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we
see
have to.
Tigraine,
Tigray.
and I don't know. Like, maybe they just want to make sure we know it's a woman who's killing him. Like, there are reasons. Like, there are things that we don't have a narrator to like pause here and say, record scratch. That's me. You might be surprised by this, but I'm
That's
a
my
girl.
mom. Yeah.
I'm totally a girl, and I do fighting and stuff because I'm an Aiel. That's
Yeah,
me. You can't see me because I'm still in my mommy's tummy.
Yeah. Yeah, we need the reveal that she's a woman, right? That she's a maiden of the spear. And thank God we can't tell when her face is covered because she's wearing clothes that would be great for fighting that aren't like all like titty city and, you know,
yes, Barry, I have
ass.
that clip. But thank you for letting us know. We do want you to let us know. We're not trying to discourage that.
Yes, we want that. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it could be Amos. It could be one of the future wise women who are former maidens. Or
Yeah.
it could be Sulin.
Yeah. Does Rosamund have brown eyes or blue eyes?
Oh God, you just blew my mind.
Because
out.
I'm pretty sure she has dark brown eyes, and then
Brown
at the
eyes.
last clip,
This is Moiraine.
I guess those look blue.
They're kind of like light hazel. I don't know.
Well, at the last frame of the last clip you showed, they are bright ass blue.
Oh, but she's also filled with the power.
That's what I'm pointing out. Is that do eyes change color when you carry the power now? That's like cool or weird or cheesy. I don't know. But that's why I'm
She
pointing it out,
has
Sarah.
blue eyes in real life.
She has blue eyes in real life. Okay.
I just looked up a picture of her. They're like
Interesting.
gray. They're like gray blue.
Fabulous. Great. We love that because Moiraine also has blue eyes. But I just noticed in that clip they are just so like like White Walker blue.
Yeah, that's just like her normal gray blue eyes with the exposure cranked up because she's filled with
Cool.
the power.
Or join him.
I don't think it changes your eye color. But
don't
there's
think
just
so
a lot of exposure and light going on around here.
Cool. Love it.
Too much spice. Yeah, Moiraine got into the spice supplies. Anything else we want to do on this breakdown? So there's some other stuff I saw.
Yeah, I want to see the next.
The Dark One
Oh,
is
new
weak.
stuff in this
Within
one.
this
Yeah.
clip, we haven't even talked about everything yet.
But
Tarvalin.
Beautiful. I love it. I really
So
like it.
colorful. I like all the plants. I didn't really picture all
Yeah, I
of
love
the
all the-
plants, but I love
I love the plants.
will be
love
one who
that.
can stand against,
So we've seen this clip
can stand
before.
against him.
That. Who's the hair that Perrin is holding on to?
Who can stand against him?
Probably
Egwene.
Egwene. Maybe.
Something
I
else
don't
I
know.
just noticed in the Shadow Rising that I'm reading, when Perrin goes back to Two Rivers for the first time, he mentions a girl, Layla,
Oh,
who
really?
he like wanted to who he like thought about marrying. He says, I thought I would
Oh,
marry
yeah.
this girl, Layla. And I'm like, oh, well, then maybe that's where they got the name Layla for Layla Ibarra.
Maybe it's all entirely to throw us off the scent, and he's only married to Layla in a Portal Stone world.
Now that is possible.
What if they're just enraging the fan base for fun?
Oh,
Um,
Cyanot says, is that a white cloak in Tarvalin on the left side? I think it is not a white cloak.
The
I think it
Dark
is a
One is
person
weak.
in white,
But there will be one.
but I'm not entirely sure. I think
That's
it's just
a white
person
cloak.
in white.
That's a white cloak. Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think so.
What? He's wearing like a long white robe with gold. That looks like a white cloak to me.
I do not think that's a white cloak. Look at the gold
But
like
there will be one.
braiding, and then the neck is different, and he's got this like gold belt that's
It
different.
could be a tower guard. It could be lots of things.
Yeah, I do. I'm really intrigued by his like spear
There
halberd
are like white
situation
cloaks in
with the
Tarvalon.
red tassels. I know, but
Technically,
I
that
don't
is the
think
Dragon
that's the
Reborn.
same. I don't think that's the white cloak
Yeah.
outfit. But it is certainly a man in a cloak that is white with a like spear, and I do
Spear.
find him very interesting.
Who can stand against him? And it's one of you.
Okay, so is this Tarvalon?
I
Or
think this
is
is
this Shadar
Shadar
Logoth?
Logoth.
Yeah, okay, because we've seen them previously like walk in through a giant hole in the wall.
Right.
And it looks like
And
there's
this
a
is only
fire
one
lit.
person. Yeah, and there are
Yeah.
fires. Maybe this is the White Tower because we've seen statues like that, right? Those
Yeah.
like human statues. Although it looks a little dirty,
I
but
think
you're
it might
right.
be Shadar.
Fire.
It's confusing.
The
Where would
Dragon
this fire
Reborn.
be?
The most
I don't know. I do. Okay, so I wanted to look at this because this is my favorite bit of channeling I've seen so far.
Yeah.
The Dragon Reborn. The most powerful channeler that ever lived.
I just like that. That feels
And-
more subtle than what
Powerful
we've seen.
channeler that ever lived.
Totally. But it also looks like Moiraine's
Oh, My computer
testing.
is dying.
Oh no.
Entertain the people.
I will. That moment looks to me like when Moiraine takes her oath and becomes an Aes Sedai. She's wearing white and it's the same framing. So that's really interesting that she's doing that like beautiful channeling there. Maybe that's her like getting ready to
they
take the
channel-
oath rod in her hand and make the oath. You keep
We keep saying the same
thing that
point. I know.
I keep saying something and then you
Well,
go,
you keep
yeah,
you keep setting your points up like as butts today. You keep doing these oppositional framings.
I do not think I'm doing that. But
teasing
we
your
will
point. I'm sorry.
will find out. And then Barry says maybe that's Moiraine teaching Egwene how to channel. I think it's her making the oath. Looks like she's wearing white, so it might be that
The
accepted
most powerful
flashback.
channeler that ever
That's
lived.
in Tarvalon.
Most
Is it?
Powerful channeler.
Well,
Yes, look at
I
the
think that
background.
background is Tarvalon.
I hadn't
That
seen
ever
that
lived.
yet.
And she's like rosy cheeked here.
She looks
but I
very
guess she's
young.
everywhere.
The most
Yeah.
powerful channeler that ever lived.
Anyway, we'll find out. Could be the 100 Weaves. Caitlin asks, are we doing a live stream for drop day? We will be. So we're going to our drop day plan. Because we are lucky enough to get to see the first 2 episodes, I think our drop day plan is to watch episode 3 and then like maybe do a live stream or record our reactions to episode 3 for anyone who wants to join, but we'll wait until 3 hours or however long after all the episodes have dropped to do like the big drop day live stream so that people who aren't able to see them early can join us for our live thoughts.
Yeah. Because we'll be seeing the first 2 episodes at the live screening in San Francisco that we are hosting.
But I'll probably want to watch them again too.
I probably want to
Yeah.
watch them again, and then we're probably going to record the episode 3 reactions as well. And but we'll definitely be having a live stream, I think, on
Yeah.
drop day. Too exciting not to.
You don't think 2 episodes is too much to go through? It will be over an hour per episode. Well, considering how long we've spent looking at this 30-second clip, I think we'll probably be talking about the first 3 episodes until the next episode comes out.
Yeah.
So, but the drop day stream will just be kind of like general thoughts and predictions for the next episode, I think. And then like we'll have more streams after that where we do more like breakdowns of specifics.
Mm-hmm. How will we be able to find clips or anything like that? What do you think?
Don't worry. I got a way.
Ahaha! You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
She's
But
got
I
a
want to
way.
talk about Swan's depiction of the dragon, the prophecies of the dragon here.
Yes.
Every prophecy is the same. The dragon will either defeat the Dark One or join him.
Because that's... Now, I had
Every
no
prophecy is
compunctions.
the same.
I had no compunctions with a gender-neutral prophecy of the dragon. But this one seems weird.
Every prophecy is the same. That by itself, I'm like, what do you mean by that? Every prophecy.
Well, yeah.
They don't know
I
about
mean-
the Jendine prophecy. They don't know about he who comes with the dawn.
Technically, the Koreathon cycle is a collection of different prophecies made over the span of a couple centuries.
Great point. I forgot about that. Okay. Every prophecy meaning the Koreathon cycle. Okay. Are there any prophecies that say he will join them?
That's what I'm saying. Like the Koreathon cycle, I don't think has that as a possibility, unless she's referring to the dark prophecies. The Koreathon cycle only really like puts forward one possibility.
Well, maybe she is referring to the dark prophecies also, because doesn't Varen mention, and don't we hear about how there are other prophecies that are not just the Koreathon cycle that the Aes Sedai like don't tell anybody about?
We don't know when it's being dropped yet, unfortunately. I really wish
No.
Amazon would give us a time.
I know. But is that something I'm remembering correctly? That there are other prophecies that aren't the Koreathon cycle that say scarier things that the Aes Sedai are like, cut that out. They kind of like shush down.
Interesting. Maybe. Because like the Koreathon cycle predates the modern White Tower. Like these were prophecies from basically around the time of the War of Power. So this was like starting before the War of Power, going into the War of Power, and a little ways into the Breaking. But the modern White Tower didn't exist yet.
Yeah. I feel like I just remember a line of someone saying, do you think those are the only prophecies? Like, do you think the Koreathon cycle are the only prophecies? There are others that say other things.
Yeah, that sounds like an Ishamael thing to say, or a Moradin thing to say.
Or for some reason, it feels like Varen saying it to someone who's like, Rand will always fight for the light. And she's like, because the prophecies say so. And they're like, do you think those are the only prophecies?
Yeah. I mean, there is like Elida's.
Michael says
Black
prophecies
Tower.
of the shadow also exist.
Yeah, the dark prophecies exist. So we get those in the Great Hunt. I'm just like reading through all the foretellings we see. Because there are foretellings throughout the 3,000 years after the breaking, of course.
Right.
Hmm.
Balance says the Koreathon cycle doesn't really explicitly say he's going to win. It mostly just signs of his coming. So maybe the Aes Sedai scholars have inferred that it goes either one of two ways.
I think it actually, okay, my take on the Koreathon cycle is it does say he's going to win. Like the final lines of the Koreathon cycle are, let me get down there. Because his blood on the rocks of Shile Ghul, washing away the shadow, sacrifice for man's salvation. In the pit of doom shall his blood free men from the shadow. Like, I think it's actually pretty. It does say he's going to win, personally.
Yeah, I think the Koreathon cycle definitely says it's going to win. I feel like I remember this moment. I'm excited to see if I like come across it in the books in my reread. But I feel like I remember this moment of someone being like, if Rand fights, like he's gonna win, like, and somebody being like, there are other prophecies, like
it doesn't say he will save the world or break it again. He will save the world and break the world. Like he does both. He breaks the world while saving it.
To save the world. Yeah.
Yeah. That is at least my take. I mean, yeah, it's a prophecy. So.
And Matt Stagger says, keep in mind, this is solely from Swan's POV. We're limited to what she knows.
Right.
Absolutely.
Of course, yeah. When we see the shadow prophecies, do we have someone in the scene that recognizes them as such immediately? Well,
great question.
I hope so, because that's a great time for Varen to hop in.
Yeah, in the books, the answer is yes. Varen sees it and instantly recognizes it for what it is. And that's why she writes it down and then sets them to scrubbing it immediately.
Fasut says, I think adding it also makes sense. Even if it's not canon before, I think in fact it's a bit problematic from a storytelling perspective that Rand knows from the flickers he'll never serve the Dark One. I don't know that Rand knows that from the flickers. It's an interesting point. I think Rand sees in the flickers what will happen if he doesn't like live out his life as the Dragon Reborn, and that he'll fail, like that he'll doom the world. But like he doesn't live in infinite reality through the flickers. He doesn't see every possibility. And of course, we're limited to what Swan knows, Matt Stagger. I'm just thinking about like what Swan would know, which is the Koreathon cycle and the Katara foretelling.
Right.
And at least none of the prophecies we know about, to me, suggest the dragon could join the Dark One. It is, of course, a tool for the TV show to build tension. I know. Of course,
and I
they
think
can make
it's a
this
good one.
choice.
And I think it's a really good one to build tension.
I guess what worries me about it is if the idea is he'll either defeat the Dark One or join the Dark One. It doesn't have to be this. I am extrapolating from a very, very short contextless clip. So obviously huge grain of salt. My fear is that they're using that as a change from he will break the world while saving the world. Like, it's a way of, I think they're making the change to he will save the world or break the world instead of he will break the world and save the world.
Oh.
And maybe that's too much of a far assumption. But like I liked Rand having to cope with the fact that like he is destroying everything no matter what he does.
Yeah, I wonder if that's something they'll add when he meets the Aiel, because I always thought, I've just read that. It's fresh in my mind. I always thought it was kind of interesting in that punch has already been punched for us, in that Rand will save the world and break it. We already know that. But the Aiel, when they, find out that Rand is the coming, he who comes with the dawn, he will destroy them, right? Like, he will save us and he will destroy us. And they have to grapple with that. But we've kind of already grappled with it. So it's a little less emotionally resonant in this book. So I wonder if they're going to combine those moments of knowing that, like, yes, you will save the world, but even if you do, everything will be destroyed. Like, you absolutely will destroy the world and destroy the Aiel. Maybe they'll have that emotional moment later.
Yeah. That would be interesting if they did it that way through the prophecies of the Karakarn or the Koromor. I could see that.
So maybe the Aes Sedai think it's like either save the world or break it, which is why Moiraine says insanely, I will kill them.
She says that in the Eye of the World.
Yeah, I remember that. But like, it's crazy to hear it out of a human being's mouth.
Yeah, I think it's important. She tells that to them. She's like, I'll kill you before I let the Dark One have you.
Yeah.
The dragon will either defeat the Dark One or join him. I'll kill them myself before I let him have them.
Yeah, so
It's
this is the kind of change, like we've talked a lot about, like what kind of changes are fan bases being salty and whining and what kind don't matter. To me, the Aiel stabbing a guy without her veil on,
Dragon will either defeat
from like a fan perspective where I like want the canon to be respected, sure, I'll be like, oh, that's kind of annoying. But it doesn't affect the story thematically at all. Whereas I do think changing what the ultimate prophecy of what the dragon will do does risk altering the themes of the story and like changing the arc for Rand, which is why to me, like, this is at least my take, like, to me it jumps out at me more when I notice it.
Okay, yes, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right there. To be fair though, they didn't actually say that, so we are worried about something that might happen.
Right, I know,
but we don't know.
Every prophecy is the same. The dragon will either defeat the Dark One or join him.
Yeah. Pasut, Rand felt a calmness beyond that of the void. I will never serve you, Father of Lives. In a thousand lives I never have. I know that, I'm sure of it. Well, yeah, I mean, Rand, if the dragon had ever in the past served the Dark One, then reality would be over. Right? So logically, the dragon never has turned to the Dark One in the past, but
that's not going to stop the Dark One trying.
It doesn't mean that he can't now or in the future. Like, yeah, like the sun rises every morning, but that doesn't mean it's guaranteed to rise tomorrow. That's just that's the universality principle, the logical fallacy of the universality principle, as pointed out by David Hume. If I reach back to my undergrad philosophy days.
Thanks, Hume.
Thanks, Hume. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. We
sorry,
can
I'm
move
reading
on.
comments right now.
Yes. What's going on?
So many good comments, everyone.
So many. Okay, too many things. As Ray Lane points out, Amazon usually releases at midnight GMT, which would be like afternoon or evening US times, or whenever that would be other times. The Dark One, if Robert Jordan said, if the Dark One wins in one reality, he wins in all. That's true. Yes.
Ooh, good stuff.
Good stuff. Okay, let's move on from this clip because we only
Isn't
have
there a
13
water
more
clip
minutes.
now? Or no, we watched
Water...
it already.
No, we haven't watched it.
You played a little bit.
Whatever
of it, but
happens
we'll
now.
watch this.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, these videos are so fucking loud.
It's perfect for me.
Work to do today.
Learn Mandrag. This is my ring.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warden.
So we basically just get a little bit more insight into their fighting style together.
A little extra, yeah, how they work together, which I love.
Learn Mandrag.
Because we get that in the books.
Yeah, so this is a behind the scenes
Learn
shot,
Mandrag.
right? Oh no, that's from the show.
No, because there's blood.
Yeah, I saw this green tree and thought I was seeing some green screen something, but that's just a tree. Okay, so this guy just got exploded by Alana. Right
Yeah,
here.
big time. And this other guy got slashed.
Good old slasheroo.
This
Punch.
is my ring.
Okay, so this is like a new angle of this we've seen.
This is my ring.
I love, like... I think this does a good job of capturing the, like, blissful calm of channeling Saidar, as it's always described. Because she's, like, exploding Trollocs with lightning right now.
And is calm as a cucumber.
Whatever happens.
She's just like, that's so good. I feel so
Yeah.
fucking good."
She's rolling. She's rolling balls on the power.
There's no,
Okay, a little shot of Masha Dar.
whatever happens now, there's no,
We've seen it before.
There's
a
only
little
3
bit.
of them.
whatever happens now.
Yeah, so we got Perrin, Egwene, and Rand over here. I do think Nynaeve will find them after Shadow Logoth, personally.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Matt is maybe somewhere running around with a dagger?
Aha. Yeah.
Yeah, Cheekbone's so sharp she doesn't need to use Saidar as a weapon.
Nope, not a chance.
Shrew, the sound of lightning and swords in this clip is so good. I agree.
Totally.
Wheel Chazil. I also love Moiraine and Lan fighting together. But for your typo, Wheel Chazil, and because at this point I know you just want it, you can have some toe. Here you go.
Toe. He asks for toe. And for
He
that,
asks for toe.
for
He
that,
just gets toe
he gets
at
toe.
this point. Matt's dagger, she looks satisfied. She does.
Yeah. There is a very sensual nature to it.
It's this. Well, whatever. It reminds me of the Salad Fingers line where he's like, "The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is orgasmic."
Oh, I hate that. Thank you so much.
Well, it was in
hate
my
that.
head, and I needed to share it with all of you to exercise it.
Fair. That's fair.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warden.
Robin
Now, this
claimed
is a great point.
he joined the Dark One because he has infinite chances to break free, literally, with every turning of the wheel, and statistically, he'll eventually succeed. So why not just join him now? I mean, I'm kind of with Robin here, like at a mathematical level.
It's a fascinating take.
It's a good take. I don't want to be with Robin because he's, like a mind-controlling rapist, but
Yeah, he's awful. We hate him.
he's at least right on the numbers at this point.
On the numbers, yes.
Okay, and Love the salad finger shout out. Yeah, my personal brand is quickly becoming just like 10-year-old internet memes combined
Nostalgia
with the
memes.
wheel of time. Okay, Cyanot says Lauren's music is very good. Let's listen to the music.
We should have a whole stream just for the recent music that's been released.
We can't because when we tried playing All Naito and that was released, it got our stream taken down because the songs are on
Oh.
Spotify, and Spotify has really powerful like things trolling through YouTube.
Oh.
So if we play his music, our stream will get taken down. I would love to be able to talk about them
Is
because I
there
really
any
like
way
them.
we can talk about it and just not play it, and then we'll like
Oh, we could talk about it.
have a moment in the video where we pause and we're like, okay, go watch the video and then come back.
Yeah, or I could try like pitch shifting everything and slightly speeding it up and see if that works. Anyway, we'll think about it.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We both have work to do today.
Learn Mandrake. This is Moiraine.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warder.
That's Stefan's voice, right?
That's someone's voice. Okay, Barry says they have it now on YouTube. Yeah, it's just because the song itself is on Spotify, Spotify will take it down for copyright reasons if we play it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is Wheel of Time music. This might just be generic trailer music from like a stockpile.
Learn Mandrake. This is
Very
Moiraine.
stringy, you know.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warder.
There's some cool stuff.
Yeah, I like that. Like when it goes like around her hand, it goes like that is cool. That is cool.
Oh, Lauren confirmed that this is his music.
Cool.
Cool.
I like how it's repetitive.
Learn Mandrake. This is Moiraine.
I just like the drums.
Whatever happens now,
Mm-hmm.
there's no turning back.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warder.
I liked that little just wombo combo.
Bond is
Mm-hmm.
closer than an Aes Sedai and her warder.
Okay, so that's an interesting little blast she's charging up there.
Her warder.
Yeah, that's a love
Interesting.
that.
Pretty cool.
It looks like Lan is pinning something down and then she like
Yeah.
blasts it to death. Sick.
Chop. Ching. Yeah, this is very like Samus. Do I have to make a little combination of that clip with the Mudkip I'm a fire in my laser? Maybe. I might have to
Maybe.
do that. We'll
Maybe
see.
might have to.
The shadow walking towards them gave me Lord of the Rings vibe of Lord of Angmar approaching Frodo.
Interesting.
No bond is closer than an Aes Sedai and her warder.
Now, I want to take issue with this claim that no bond is closer than between an Aes Sedai and her warder.
Happens now.
Okay, take issue.
Turn back.
My issue is that the deep sexual bond between Perrin and Gaul is without a doubt a stronger bond. No,
Are
I mean,
you
I know
saying that is sexually consummated?
Perrin and Gaul
Yeah.
constantly,
Oh, okay.
again and again.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that something you have
Whatever
support
happens
for
now,
canonically?
there's
You
no
have
turning
textual
back.
support for that, or is like headcanon or
What are you talking about? Have you read the books?
Oh, great point.
There's
Great
no
point.
way that the tension between Perrin and Gaul hasn't been consummated.
Yeah,
These are two men intimately familiar with every nook and cranny of each other's bodies.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying. Honestly,
No
I
bond
think.
is closer
yeah.
than an Aes Sedai.
I know we're hearing this from a warder. I'm just joking. Like genuinely within the world. Yeah. I mean, I think like first sister bonds are just as strong, if not stronger.
Spear sister, sister wives.
I just mean like magically.
Oh, magically.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Hybrid Havoc. Proof. Perrin takes 42 books to go save his wife. True. Matt and
He's
Matt and
busy.
Talmanes are very tight, obviously.
Very tight. Bond
Perrin
between Taviran.
and Luz Theron, very tight. Not Perrin, Rand and Luz Theron.
Okay, I was like,
What? Yeah, what is that?
I don't know
now?
if that's a joke. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
I'm
No
Rand
bond
and
is
Luz
closer
Theron are
than
very
an Aes
close.
Sedai, and I won't-
I don't think anyone gets up to stuff in the ways. You mean sexually?
What do you think they do in the dark, baby?
Yeah, what else you can do? They gotta huddle together for warmth. Yeah. Okay, I don't know the answer to this question. This is just me wondering aloud. So, like, Daniel Henney, is he in
Single
action?
and
Okay,
gonna marry
well,
me.
I don't care if he's single. Hashtag ethical non-monogamy. But is Daniel Henney like an action person? Or has he just had to do like a ton of fucking work to get ready for Lan? Or is Lan just not gonna have a bunch of badass action sequences?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if he's cast for his acting, then because Lan has to run around and do a bunch of sword fighting and like crazy athletic shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is Daniel Henney crazy athletic? Is my question.
I think that it's going to be like a Marvel situation in which they do a lot of their own stunts and they train really hard. Like Chris Evans did a lot of like really sick shit as Captain America, but he still has a stunt double that does like the especially sick shit, you know?
James Ross is telling me that Daniel Henney has done action in the past.
Yeah. It looks
Okay.
pretty natural to me, all of his stunt work.
I assumed they
and
wouldn't
sword work,
cast
weapon.
someone as Lan who, couldn't
fight.
convincingly fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pavara and Andral have a closer magic bond. That's true, but we don't talk about Pavara and Andral on this channel.
I would say that that's a really similar bond to the water bond, though.
Isn't it the water bond?
It's the same exact thing, right? It's just like between two people with
Andral
magic.
bonds Pavara, right?
I don't
Or she
remember.
bonds him.
But it's still a water bond. It's just between two people who can channel, which
Right.
they didn't know about, right? And had unintended
Daniel Henney was
consequences.
in Wolverine. Cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a double bond. It's twice as
double
strong. Twice as strong.
So Steppen's right because so far because they didn't know about people who could double bond.
Wheel Chizil points out that Nalshan or Nalcian or Nailesian or Nailcian or Nalesian and Talmanes have a tighter bond. They're like Romeo and Juliet. I agree. I love their love for each other. I wish that were able to get consummated. Barry has high hopes for a WOT adaptation because Foundation just proved that adaptation that is different from the source material still can be better than the books. I haven't
seen it yet. I have seen pictures of Lee Pace, which is all my human body cares about.
Fair enough. Okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Sorry, I got distracted there. I was thinking about Lee Pace.
Yeah, he was a star basketball player in high school.
Fun.
Daniel Henney did. Yep. Anyway, he then dropped out of college to pursue his modeling career.
Doesn't surprise me. He's got a perfect face.
He does have a perfect face.
Oh my God. Passett says, my biggest headcanon bond, Bran and Tam.
Bran and Tam.
I love that. But I kind of think Tam and Abel.
Tam and
Abel.
They're
stuck out in the woods there all alone. And
they got to
watch each other's back.
Long trip to Tarvalon. They got to console each other.
Tarvalon. They're in the woods. They're hiding from the White Cloaks. Oh, they're so lonely and they only have each other.
Let's just say there's a reason it's called the Camelin Road. Anyways, Mary Lou, it's 2:20.
It's 2:20. I got to roll.
You got to roll. Well, with that,
time to go.
Mary Lou, are we able to stream tomorrow?
Let's find out.
Pasut, as you say, to quote me, ethical non-monogamy. That's true. There's no reason Tam, Abel, and Bran can't all be a lovely throuple.
Great point. That is a
I
great
just
point.
can't quit you, Tam. Matt Stagger, it's funny that you point that out because I recently tweeted, there was some tweet was, let me find the tweet so that I can give them proper credit. But the tweet was, change the story by eliminating one letter from a Wheel of Time title.
Mhm.
Mine was Furs of Heaven, an Ogier romance novel.
Ooh, gorgeous.
And when I was thinking about like what I would write if I actually wrote that one, it was very much a like Brokeback Mountain. Oh, it was Lanfear, at Lanfear Chosen. Inspired
Nice.
by at Eben Hopwell's Wheel of Tim.
Nice.
So
Wheel of Tim is
I was
hilarious.
imagining two Ogier tree singers, like just two young Ogier men, like in the woods, you know,
singing
other
to their
streets.
staffs, singing
Yeah.
and it's got some sung wood.
A little sung wood, baby.
Love it.
Okay.
We might be able to stream tomorrow, perhaps.
We
We'll
might.
talk.
We'll figure it out. If we do, it'll be a surprise. Like
Surprise.
all of our streams these days. So thank you so much for watching. This has been a short and sweet little Maidens of the Spear. And if you're new to Maidens of the Spear, it's where we talk about the Wheel of Time. And what else do we do, Mary Lou?
And we have a really good time. And we hope you had a really good time.
We hope you had a really good time. And we normally stream every Monday at 11 a.m. This week was different because I'm out of town. Next week will probably be different because we've got a little advanced screening we have to get to next Monday. So if you're in the Bay Area, we look forward to seeing you then.
Please come, you guys. It's going to be so much fun.
There's a very good chance we'll do another stream at some point this week, but it'll be a secret. So watch us on Twitter at Spear Maidens if you want to, find out when we're going live. Mary Lou, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Mary Lou Larry Moo on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. See you there.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday.